So let's talk about how rejection skews your perception. So when you have a spirit of rejection, it skews how you look at your whole life, every part of your life. There's no part of your life that's left unaffected. It affects how you look at money. It affects how you look at other people. It affects how you look at your career. It affects how you look at yourself. It affects how you look at God. And that is the most dangerous part of all, because God is the source, our source of everything. He's our source of everything. And so when we can't receive from him because we've walled him out, because rejection has deceived our soul, we are in trouble, right? We're in trouble. Now, God is the one who gets us out of trouble. He's the deliverer. He's the healer. He is the one who rescues us. But rejection skews your perception, listen, with fearful thoughts that you will be rejected again. And so it's hard for you to enter into relationships. It's hard for you to go into social situations because you already have decided in your heart that you're not going to be received. And if you've already made up your mind, that's going to be your experience. Did you hear about the guy who said, he went into a new town and he said, how is it here? How is it in this town? And they said, how did you find it in the last town? And he said it was terrible. The people were not friendly. The gas prices were too high. Everything was just dirty and ugly. And he said, well, you'll probably find this town the same way, because that's what he expected. And so people who have this rejection mindset or the spirit of rejection, it skews their thoughts and they're afraid they're going to be rejected, so that hinders their social maneuvers, because they won't even try many times. They won't try. Why? Because they don't want to be hurt again. So they won't go to that party. They won't go. They were too hurt in the last church. They were rejected in the last church. So you know how many people don't go to church anymore because of church hurt? Rejection skews your perception to the point that you're, anxiously looking for signs that someone doesn't want you around. You're anxiously looking, instead of just being able to build a relationship, instead of just being able to have a conversation, you're hyper vigilant. You're looking for any kind of sign that they don't want you there, that they don't want to be around you, they don't want to be with you. So to combat that, you behave in ways that push people away. And it becomes, the spirit of rejection creates a cycle in your life that it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because this is what you believe. As a man believeth in his heart, so is he. So if you believe you're rejected, you end up rejected. And I don't really understand why. I don't want to say, people can just see. Have you ever been somewhere and you see somebody and they're kind of off by themselves? They're not talking to anybody? Well, most normal people would think, they don't want to be bothered. Well, they do want to be bothered. They want someone to come up and approach them. But because they postured themselves in such a way to be set apart, many times most people won't go up and talk to them. And even if they do, that person is looking for where they feel sorry for me. They're looking for signals that they don't want you around, or you're looking for signals that they don't want you around.